Hi there, my name is Darren Ellis, aka Wild Camp 1967, and I'm out on yet another wild woodland camp. So if you want to follow my channel, click that subscribe button. If you watch my videos and you like any of the contents, give them a big thumbs up, and any comments you want to make, they will be gladly appreciated. So all I can say now is click that intro. Hi guys, it's me again, and I'm out on yet another wild camp. This time I'm in Cherhill in Wiltshire, just outside Calne, and I'm heading for a little wood just up there, and hopefully it'll be a flat spot. I know there is no stream, so I'm not going to get trapped by a flood, but the weather condition doesn't look good. My plans are to head to that wood, if you can see it, just up on that hill. But if you look around and see the weather condition, it is not looking good. It's meant to be torrential downpours, possible snow and strong winds. So I will keep you up to date on how things go. Slightly. I'm hoping it takes me to the top of the hill.
It will.
Oh, brilliant, thank you. I'm not sure how far this chalky, muddy path goes, but it's hard going, because I've got 17 kilograms of weight on my back, and it is slippery as hell walking up here, and it's all uneven, and water trickling down doesn't help. So let's see if I can get to the top in one piece without falling on my face, but it'd make good viewing if it did. So let's see what happens, shall we? I'll tell you what, this is hard work. It's very, very clay based and boggy, so you get stuck in the mud, and also with all the overhead brambles you get caught up on them as well. And as you can hear, I'm knackered, because this is the hardest climb I've done so far in one of my camps, but hey ho, it'll be worth it when I get to the top. Well, it's now started to rain and there's hail in it, so it's a bit on the chilly side and hard going when you're walking in rain, slight breeze, 17 kilograms roughly in weight on your back, up a hill, trying to get to that woodland about, say, 3/4 of a mile away. But I will do it. I will get there. I must be bloody crazy. All the things you do when you like log camping in woods. There's got to be a better hobby than wandering across fields like this. My legs are beginning to ache now. And I'm nowhere near the top. But the views are quite spectacular. Almost at the top. I don't know if you can see all those deer down there. There are 5 deer. I don't know if you can pick up on the rainbow either. Excuse me. And the rainbow is in this field. So shall I go digging, see if I can find a pot of gold? Do you believe in that? But look at the views. See, once you get up here, the walk is really worth it. And as you can see, just in the distance is the Cherhill white horse. I think it's dated from 1750. But that's what I'm going to tell you about it. I'm not giving any more history lessons, don't want to bore you. I want to get some subscriptions, I don't want you running away. Once I get set up, I am definitely due a coffee after this. Maybe something stronger to get over the shock of the walk. Right, I'm almost at the very top. There's just a little bit to go. But if you can see behind me, the views up here are spectacular. I can't complain about these views. Well, I can't. Well, what do you think? Are they to your liking, the views? Feel free to add some comments if you want, or ask any questions. I will always answer and I'll always be truthful and honest. So, let's try and get over to this wood and see if I can set up. I've also brought out a different tarp today. I've purchased another one. It's still budget, mid-range budget. It's a well-known name, so I want to try it out compared with the cheaper one that I used on the last camp. So hopefully it will be just as good, if not better. Right, that's me almost set up, and this is a new tarp. It is the 3x3 DD hammock product tarp. This one from eBay costs £49.97 compared with the Von Tops from Amazon, which was £29.99, and I'm not sure which one I prefer at present. This one itself is slightly heavier in weight and its pack size is slightly bigger. Quality, I would roughly say, is roughly the same. It's a cheaper one, but time will tell. I will give it a go, see what this tarp is like. I'm now just going to finish off setting up, and then I'm going to get the hot water brewing away in my little cooking pot because I need a coffee to warm up. It is getting quite cold out here and the winds are picking up, so I might be in for quite a windy night. I will soon let you know on how things go and let you know how this tarp fares if it does really hammer down with rain, because we're meant to be getting quite a bit. So I will catch you in a bit. Right, that's my sleep system all set up, everything organised. It's now time to get the kettle on. I've got the few beers, a few other bits and pieces for tonight, so it's a case of sit back now and relax and enjoy. And that's my drink selection for tonight. If you can see it clearly, in the flask is some nice bourbon, so I'm going to have that with some Coke. There is some little San Miguel Coffee Lager there, the Jack Daniels and honey, and a cola and dark rum. So whether I drink all that tonight, I don't know, but I know I'm going to enjoy doing it if I get through it. I know I definitely need a beer after climbing that hill. That was one hell of a slog climbing up there. It's one of the steepest hills I've walked so far whilst doing wild camping. And feel free to add any comments to what you've seen so far. You don't have to be totally positive, you can be negative. I'm quite happy to read anything you write, your opinions, what you believe, what you think I'm doing wrong. Just feel free to just make any comment you like. It's going to be appreciated. But for now, I'm going to put some water on and make that coffee that I'm looking forward to warm up, because it's bitterly cold and it's meant to get to -1 tonight. So it's going to be a chilly night for me, I believe. But it's what we do. We get out in all types of weather. It's what we love doing. That's why we're on here, to show you the crazy things that we do, and maybe hopefully encourage you guys, if you don't do wild camping, to give it a go. So go on, give it a go just once, just try it. I would recommend it. You've got to be slightly a bit insane, but never mind. Okay, whilst I'm waiting for my drink to cool down, I'm going to tell you what the difference is between the two tarps, and I'm very professional today, I've got it all wrote down. Right, let's start with the Vontox tarp. It is a 3000mm hydrostatic head. It weighs 642 grams. That is just a tarp, that's without the pegs and guidelines. And the pack size of it is 220mm by 150mm. The Vontox comes with two long, quite good quality guidelines, and you also get 6 guidelines also, which are all good quality. Plus you get 6 X-style pegs. Now that tarp, as I said, it comes at £29.99, and that is on Amazon. Now to the DD tarp, and remember they're both 3x3. The DD tarp is a 3000 hydrostatic head, so it's the same as the Vontox. It weighs in 853 grams, so it is slightly heavier, and that's just a tarp on its own. Pack size is 260mm by 190mm, so it's quite a little bit bigger in pack size. Now it does come with 4 guidelines, but they are cheap and nasty, you wouldn't use them. And it also comes with 4 pegs, and it's one of those sort of pegs that you would find on a very, very, very low budget tent. So is it worth paying £49.97 for the DD tarp compared with the Vontox at $29.99? Well, the Vontox has less tie-out points, so that is a disadvantage there if you want to be the type of person who use the tarp for a multi-setup. So then I would go for the DD. But if you just want a standard regular tarp to put over your tent or as a shelter whilst you sit under it, I would go with the Vontox. Quality wise, in the fabric, the material, they're both the same, so you're not getting a higher quality fabric, so don't think that. So it's down to you what you decide what your preference is on what you're going to do with a tarp. If you've used the DD tarp or the Von Torx yourself, feel free to add some comments and let me know how well they fared out over a period of time. These are brand new, so they are going to be tested bit by bit over a period of time on my camps. I will see how well they fare in strong winds and heavy rain, and I will keep you up to date to let you know whether they're worth buying or whether to avoid like the plague. But for now, I'm going to go for a wander around the woods, going to take the camera out so you guys can see what sort of wood I'm in and what it's like here. Right, here we are, going for a walk around the woods, and there are evidence that people have been camping here in the past. It's not a really thick wood, as you can see, and it's not huge, but it's right on the top of a big hill, middle of nowhere, so hopefully I shouldn't get too disturbed. So I should have a quiet night, as long as no more planes go over, because earlier on, wish I had the camera on, it was either a Hercules or a Lockheed decided to fly over quite low, and the noise it made was quite deafening. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the views from here. All open country out there, it's really nice. See guys, if you don't do wild camping, this is why we do it. It's a bit further on. Definitely some nice views. I should have really camped here instead, but I can't be bothered to move my tent at the moment because that would have made a nice view. I just went for the flattest spot, and I think I have managed to find a flattest spot there is here, flatter than I've ever had in previous camps. I always end up on a slight slant. You can't hear the wind so much here, but it is quite breezy. And the temperature is really cold. I've had to put my gloves on because my hands are freezing. Hi guys, so what do you think so far of my video? Or, well, all of my videos? Send me some comments. I would love to hear from you guys. I have not received any feedback, and it would be really appreciated to know what you guys think. So drop me some messages. They don't have to be fully positive. Like I said, you can be negative as you want. Just be honest. So come on then. Get these messages rolling in. Click that comment button. Tell me what you think. Now I have my honey Jack Daniels with Coke. And it is bloody freezing sus out here. Inside the tent it's nice and warm, but out here the wind that's blowing through here is bitterly freezing. So I am going to, in a minute, get in the tent and start cracking on with making some food. Might help warm up a little bit, and then go for a wander around here a bit more to have a look around. But looking outside through the trees, there is some nice blue sky out there. So I'm hoping the weatherman's got it wrong as usual, and I do not get torrential downpour. So I can pack my kit away up nice and dry this time, because normally I have to go home and set it all up in my kitchen. Luckily I've got a large kitchen to dry it all out, and my partner's not too keen on the fact that she's got to walk around everything because it's there dripping all over the floor. And I would love to hear from some of you guys who do wild camping. How do you dry your kit out once you've gone out? Whether it's from the condensation or you've been caught up in a load of rain. How do you get your kit to dry? Where do you set your kit up? Do you just hang it up somewhere, stick it in the kitchen like me, or in like a conservatory area? Let me know how you dry your kit out. Right, it is that time to put some food on, and yes, I've got some more sausages. These ones are Lincolnshire ones, and yes, they are vegetarian, of course. What else? And I've got some pancakes as well, sweet pancakes, ready-made ones, so I might have some of them a bit later if I feel a bit peckish. Also, quick modification, I have been after a chopping board to fit my frying pan in there, but I cannot find one, so I decided to take one of these £3, I think 75 pence plate from Millets and modify it. Quick and easy chopping board. Don't know if you can hear the wind, but it is starting to really pick up now, so I may have to go out and peg out my extra guidelines. I've only pegged out 2. I was hoping that I would get a bit of shielding from the tarp, but it is really blowing a gale out there now. So after I've eaten this, I'm going to have to go out and check and make sure everything's reinforced, because I think I'm going to be in for a very, very windy night, along with a very cold night also. So let's see how tonight goes, shall we? Food now, all done, and I'm going to sit back and enjoy it, and I'm going to wash it down with a bourbon and coke. So I'm not going to sit here and let you watch me eat it. You see so many people doing that, and I think you're probably all fed up with it. So I'm just going to switch the camera off, eat this, and then relax for a bit, and then check out the tent and peg out some more guidelines, because I think I'm going to be in for a windy night. Food now all eaten up, and been out, put the extra pegs in, done the guidelines, checked everything, and it's now starting to rain. I don't know if you can hear it. So it's freezing cold and starting to rain, and I know the weatherman keeps threatening snow flurries and blankets of snow across the West Country and blizzards and everything else. Haven't seen any yet, but going by my last camp in which I woke up to a flood, knowing my luck, I wake up in the morning and there's about 2 foot of snow out there. Nah, best not say that, just in case, don't want to jinx it. So hopefully it'll be just rain, no snow tonight. Okay, right, now I'm just going to go and put my earbuds in, listen to some music, lay back, relax for half an hour or so, see how things progress outside, and then I will update you on how things are going. So thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video so far. If not, but just let me know how things are going and what you think needs to change within my videos. Have they improved? That is what I would like to know, especially since I've been using this new camera. Feel free to drop me a comment and let me know what you think on the video footage now. Well, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you want to follow the channel, and speak to you guys later. Well, I spent an hour now listening to X-Ray Specs. It's a punk band from about the late 70s. Polystyrene, the lead singer, unique voice. Sadly, she's no longer around, she died, but she had a voice that is totally unusual. If you've never listened to the X-Ray Specs, go and check it out. It's a really good band. So I've been out, checked all my guidelines, tightened them up. I've dropped the front part of the tarp slightly to make it a bit more of an angle to help protect from the wind. It's still a bit breezy out there. The winds have dropped off a little bit, but it's meant to still pick back up in the night. It's 7:30 at the moment, and it's around 2, and the temperature's meant to drop down to -1. So let's see how it goes. Stopped raining, that's one consolation, but it's that cold outside that my cans of beer, you would think they've been in the fridge. That is how cold it is outside. So I might be in for a nice chilly night, but with the right kit, which I've got, I'm going to be toasty warm in my sleeping bag tonight, so I'm not too worried. and I'm glad I brought the Wild Country Helm 1, my trusty tent, which I think is the best thing for me to use in the winter. I did plan on bringing the nature hike, the Cloud Up 2. Wanted to give it a go, see what it was like, but that single pole structure, I didn't fancy bringing it out knowing it was going to be a bit breezy. I wouldn't trust it. It's not a very strong build. Yes, I did buy it for spring and summertime, and it will be good enough for that, but I don't think it could stand up to any real strong winds. But if you want to send some comments out to me, if you own one and you reckon they can stand up to strong winds, let me know, because I've never used one before. So that when I do bring it out, it's going to be the first time I've ever tried out the Cloud Up. And before I forget, I would like to say a massive thank you to Big Belgium, who put a comment on one of my videos. He put, "Nice content, buddy, keep it up, can't wait to explore." So cheers, bud, thank you for that comment. It is really appreciated. It really means a lot when you get a comment, especially one like that. Thank you so much. Also, I thought to myself, should I torture you guys more by telling you another one of my tacky jokes? And I thought, yeah, why not? So here goes. Billy sitting at the table. Dad at one end, Grandad at the other. Billy puts his hand up and says, Dad, I want a wee. Grandad looks up and says, Billy, to say such a thing at the dinner table is quite rude. So what you need to do is have a code word for it when you want to go to the toilet. So say something like, Grandad, I want to whisper. So, a couple of hours later, Grandad, Grandma, Mum, Dad and Billy sitting at the table yet again. Billy puts his hand up to Dad and says, Dad, I want to whisper. Grandma speaks up and says, Billy, come over here, my son, and whisper in my ear. Ta-da! Bit shit, wasn't it, really? But hey-ho. Right, guys, as you can see, I'm in my warm down gear, ready for a cold night. So I'm going to call it a day, as it's about 9 o'clock now. So I'm going to listen to some more music for an hour or two, have another drink, and then get my head down, get some sleep. It's still a bit breezy out there, weather's still cold. I've been out and checked my lines. Rain has gone off for a little while, still very cloudy out there, no clear sky, no stars, but anything happens in the night, I will soon update you. So if that doesn't happen, I will speak to you guys in the morning. So thank you for watching. Hope you like the video so far. If you do like the video, give it the thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it the thumbs down. I don't mind. Any reaction from you guys is a positive reaction, because it lets me know how well I'm doing or how bad I'm doing. So let's call it a night, and I will see you guys in the morning. Bye for now. Good morning, everyone. It is 6:30 and I've just got up the tent, and it is a very, very misty morning, and there is traces that we may have had some sort of snow in the night. So weatherman may have got it right a little bit, but it is really freezing cold this morning. As you can see, there is traces that something fell out the sky last night, apart from rain, as you can see there, with a little bit of a boggy flood. I don't know if you can see how misty it is outside the wood. But it's a nice fresh morning. It was a shame I didn't bring my glasses with me, because I need glasses for reading, getting old, you know, because I could not read the settings on this camera to do a time lapse, because 1:30 last night. Woke up for a call of nature and the sky was clear as anything and you could see all these stars. It was a really peaceful night. Well, it wasn't as windy as I thought it was going to be according to the weather forecast, nor did we have any frost because my tent is quite clear, no frozen bits to it and no frostiness on it. So apart from the traces of snow, it was quite a good night. It is freezing cold at the moment. Holding this camera like this, my hands are freezing, bitterly cold. So I'm going to now get some hot water on, make myself a drink and relax for a little while, and then I'm going to cook myself my pancakes. Right, I now finally got round to making my cappuccino and I'm looking forward to it to warm up, and the pancakes are also cooking. This is a life. This is what I love about wild camping in the woods. Excuse me, just getting comfy. It is just a basic lifestyle. You can't beat it. Try it. Get out there and do it. And no, I didn't make these pancakes myself. They're pre-bought ones in a pack like that from Lidl. I tried the pancake mix last time and it went all gloopy and horrible, so I gave up on it. These are so much easier. Bit of sugar, compliments of Costa. For the price of a Costa, you've got to at least take a few sugars with you, extra, and a nice bit of lemon with it. Can't beat a camp breakfast. I don't normally have breakfast personally, but I only do when I'm camping. Tastes better for some reason. Strange, I know. So what are your views so far on my video on this camp? Let me know what you think. I'll be interested to hear what you've got to say. I've now got to think of where I'm going to camp next. I have, excuse me, I have looked up a couple of places, Savernake Forest and Westwoods near Marlborough. Two quite large forest areas. So I might actually end up there one day. Apparently Savernake Forest is 4,200 acres of woodland. Westwoods is 1200, and I only know that because one of the videos I watched of Sandy's Wiltshire camper, I think it is, or Wiltshire man, in which he did a video on the sarsen stones, I believe it is, that are scattered all around that wood. So I might check out that one. I will check out later on Sandy's username so I get it right. Yes, I was right. It is Wiltshire man. He does a lot of bushcraft. If you've not seen his videos, they're quite interesting. I'll check him out. Haven't met the guy, but he seems quite a pleasant chap. He's messaged me a couple of times when I've asked him a few questions. So yeah, check out his videos. And I think it's got more misty out there since the last time I spoke to you, when I showed you what it was like. So I'm going to finish off this pancake, drink the rest of my coffee, get myself sorted and go for a wander, and take the camera out so I can show you what it's like a bit more out there. So I'm going to crack on with this now, okay? And I was wrong, it looks like the mist is clearing. I have traces of snow or ice on the top, and I'm now going to go for a wander to see how misty it is out in the open area. So I'm going to show you that in a second when I get to the top of this little bank. So stick with me, I will get there in a moment. There is little bits of traces of snow that we've had. Not a great deal, I think we only had a little flutter of it. Probably might have more to come, so the weatherman keeps saying. But I haven't seen the massive amount of snow that they keep saying we're going to get. It is March. Springtime it's meant to be. Meant to be warming up. There you go. It is still very misty out, and you can see traces out there of where we did have some snow. Not a great deal. Let's hope that mist lifts. At some point I've got to make my way back down to my car and try and remember where I parked it to. That's going to be fun. It's reasons like this we do wild camping, to enjoy views like that and to wake up in these nice fresh mornings. Makes you feel alive. And if you haven't ever done wild camping, I've said it in the past, you seriously need to try it at least just once to see what it's like. You never know, you might really enjoy it. And I'm just trying to make my way through all these low branches, as you can see. And as you can see, the land here is chalk stone. Mornings like this, that makes it worth climbing up bloody great big hills like that, what I had to do yesterday, just to wake up to nice fresh frosty mornings. Makes you feel alive, makes you appreciate what you've got around you. You can't beat this for a nice leisurely relaxation time. As you can see, could you get a better scenery around you to wake up in? Beats waking up in a bed, in four walls, central heating on, doing the same old thing every single day of your life. This just breaks out all that monotony and all that boredom of day-to-day life. Well, that's my opinion. I'm now going to start packing up the few bits and pieces that I'm not going to use. I'm not leaving quite yet. I'm going to stay up here for a bit longer. It's very quiet. I can't see anyone going to be around here, so there's no rush to leave. So it's basically pack up what I'm not going to use and keep out the essentials, such as my stove, so I can have a few more hot drinks to warm up, because it is really cold. Trust me, it is. I even got to put my gloves on because my fingers are going numb. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this video so far. So if you have, and if you haven't, you know what to do. Don't need to tell you. So that's it then. I am now going to put a few bits and pieces away, and I will catch up with you guys later when I make my way down that hill. There you go, that's me done. All packed away. Leave no trace as normal, like everyone else. Well, most decent people, apart from just that little flat spot. And I'm now ready to go for a wander and get out the woods and make my way back to the car. So let's crack on, get home and have a long soak in the bath and warm up, because one thing you don't see in videos that people should show you is soaking wet kit packed away in your bag, freezing cold hands, muddy clothes. But that's part of wild camping in the woods, and it's worth doing. That's another wild woodland camp over and done with. I am now leaving Cherhill Woods behind me, which is just outside Calne in Wiltshire, and I am now got to make my way. Let me spin you around up a few little hills, which is very misty, as you can see, before I can make my way down the main hill to get to my car. And I'm hoping it's not going to be too wet and slippery, or you might catch me ending up on my arse as I fall over. We will soon see. And if I do end up face planting it, I will make sure I try to do my best to catch it on the camera. So let's see if I can make it safely back. One more look at these lovely misty scenes. Give it a thumbs up if you like what you see. Feel free to add any comments, as I said before. Right, that's it. That's another camp over and done with in the woods. That was Cherhill in Wiltshire, just outside Calne. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, just give it a thumbs down. But come on, these misty views deserve a thumbs up. Well, I think they do. And put some comments onto it. Let me know what you think. I quite enjoyed this camp. Found a nice flat spot for once. I slept really well. I had a good 7 hours sleep. Didn't get cold in the night. It was only when you get outside and your hands start going numb from the really icy wind. Shame we didn't have a bit more snow. It would have been nice to wake up to a total whiteout. Be something to add to the video, wouldn't it? But maybe next time. It's now a case of getting home, having a nice long soak in the bath, and plan my next wild camp. And I don't know where it's going to be at present yet. I am, like I said, planning on doing Savernake, which is 28 miles away from me, and Westwoods, which is 22 miles from me, but I'm not sure when I'm going to do that. So I will be on the search for another wood in the Wiltshire area to do another wild camp for you guys to watch. I don't know if you can see out there, but there are two buzzards flying around. They're huge. I'm hoping you can see it. Can you see that buzzard? I'm hoping you can. There's three out there. I'm hoping it's picking up on the video. Wow. It might be too misty for you to see them. Well, that was a nice finish to this wild woodland camp. See those buzzards flying around. Shame we didn't see any owls. I passed one walker and she told me about there are quite a few owls that can't be seen in that wood. I did hear several owls hooting away in the night. Should have went out for a wander to see if I could see them, but it was too bloody cold, so I stayed in my tent. And I didn't hear any foxes also in this wood. So that's two woods I have not been woken up by a fox. So that's got to be a record for me, because nearly every wood I camp in, I will get woken up by a fox. They seem to be my alarm clock. So think the mist is slowly lifting now. The wind is still icy. I'm still nice and toasty in this jacket. It's just my face is a bit on the chilly side at the moment, but there's not a lot I can do about that. It's just grin and bear it. One of the things you have to do if you live in this country is put up with the bad weather. But it hasn't been too bad for this camp, so I'm not going to moan and groan about it. And look at that for a view. I'm now glad I picked this wood to come to, and I can see some woods in the distance over there. I'm not quite sure where that is, I'll have to find out. Maybe I will do that one next, who knows. You'll have to keep an eye on my channel to find out where I end up to next. Thought I'll add that notice board to the video so you can have a quick look at what it is, and tells you roughly where I am. So if you want to check it out on the map, Google it. There you go, you now have the information from that board. One final look at my camping spot right there. And at the monument, if you can see it through the mist. You should be able to just make out the white horse. this was a really good camp. It is now make my way down to the bottom of this chalky, slippery path and out to the main road and back to my car. And the camp for today will be officially over once I'm there, which has been a really good camp. I think it has been the best camp I've done so far. I enjoy all my wild camps, but yeah, this one has to be the best. It was so relaxing, so peaceful, brilliant night's sleep. I believe I only woke up once, which was, like I said, 1:30 in the morning for a call of nature, and then 6:30 I think I woke up for another call of nature and listening to the birds. And it's one of the things I really love about wild camping, is waking up to that sound. As you can see, this path is very, very muddy. So the last camp I ended up with soaking wet feet. Now I've got very chalky, muddy feet. Part of the joys of doing a wild woodland camp. Wouldn't swap it for anything. And I've made it down to the end of the path. Well, by about 100 yards I've got to go. So I've not totally made it to the end, but I'm now heading towards the main road. So it's going to be all flat and dry from there on, then to my car. And that's it, over and done with. To give you also another indication of where I am, if you see that way, if you head going up to that road, a few miles up there is Avebury Stone Circles, and the opposite end down that way is Calne. So if you think that the hills are directly in front of me now and the road is behind me, that is Calne, and that heads to Avebury that way. So that should give you a rough indication of where I am if you want to look it up on Google. And now I'm finally at my car. I made it back to it. I found it, remembered where it was. So that's one consolation. So that's the wild camp in Cherhill Woods, over and done with. So I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you much for watching. Keep an eye on my channel and wait for the next video to come out.